Will, Holly, and Chaka go out on their own to stop Enoch from invading the Earth, but are heavily outnumbered by the Sleestaks. However, they are saved by Rick, having befriended the dinosaur by removing a blockage from its digestive system. Okay, but pretty gross. And Grumpy takes out the Sleestaks as the four go through the crystal to confront Enoch. In the showdown, one of the crystals on the board is shattered, causing the portal to collapse, but the necklace Holly wears is able to temporarily keep the portal up. Will tells Holly and Rick to go through while he stays behind, thinking that this world will be better for him. And they agree, getting through the portal before it closes for good, stopping Enoch's plan. Chaka takes Will back to his people, and Will learns the Pakuni women are pleasing to his eye, while Rick publishes a book about his
I was so surprised that your attorney signed off on that. I was like, are you sure? Is this going to be okay? He said, yeah, go for it.
To get back at Matt Lauer. And the film ends with the egg Holly stole hatching to reveal a baby Sleestak. That was Land of the Lost, a disjointed, juvenile, and largely unfunny adaptation of the 1970s adventure show. Granted, it's not without some merit. A few scenes are legitimately enjoyable, and the sets are usually nice to look at, but there's no content here worth them, with an incoherent story and very uneven visual effects. In essence, it largely betrays what defined the original series in favor of something more adult. The film would be directed by Brad Silberling, who had previously directed Casper and a series of unfortunate events, the 2004 film, though after this film he has stuck exclusively to producing television. Universal would spend $100 million to produce the film and would invest around $70 million in marketing and distribution. And that includes several company tie-ins, including Subway, of which there's product placement in one scene. When Land of the Lost opened, it faced mostly poor reviews, which is fairly concerning as traditionally Will Ferrell's more successful films tended to be much better received, though Universal was still expecting a $30 million or so debut, which would be good enough for second place behind the second weekend of Pixar's Up. However, it wound up opening below expectations in third place, with $18.84 million behind both Up and the surprise hit The Hangover, which debuted to more than twice what Land of the Lost did, despite costing little more than a third of that film, and having a more restrictive R rating. In addition to the poor reviews, audiences didn't like it either, awarding it a C+ cinema score, suggesting that audiences weren't digging what they bought. In its second weekend, it fell 52% to $8.99 million with the arrival of the remake of The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, and was off another 52% to $4.36 million in its third weekend against the arrivals of The Proposal and Year One, concluding its feeble domestic run with $49.44 million. Overseas proved to be even worse, as Will Ferrell isn't a huge draw outside the States, making $19.34 million, led by Russia's $3.24 million, with Australia, Mexico, and the United Kingdom being the only other markets where the film made more than $2 million. After theaters take their gross of the $68.78 million worldwide gross, Universal would be left with just $33.3 million, which doesn't even cover half of their massive ad spend. As a result of the film's failure, as well as fellow 2009 flops Duplicity and State of Play, as well as the future fiascos Funny People, The Wolfman, and Green Zone, among others, Universal's chairman Mark Schmooger would lose his job, and then Universal president Ron Meyer publicly disowned the film in 2011, saying they got the film completely wrong. Can't say I blame him. At the yearly Golden Raspberry Awards, hey, that's something we haven't heard in a while, it would receive 7 nominations, which was tied for the most nominations of the year, including Worst Picture, Director, Actor, and Screenplay, though it only won 1 for Worst Prequel, Sequel, Remake, or Ripoff, as the big winner of the night would be Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which also got 7 nominations. The estimated theatrical loss on this film is $136.7 million. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, press the like button, and follow me on Twitter at Tyler the Analyst.
Matt Lauer can suck it!